Hello and welcome. This is the Manifestation Mastery Course, video 51A. You need to watch this video all the way through because I'm going to tell you how to get to 51B, and I'm going to give you a very special technique to unlock this law of unity that we're going to talk about. So today I want to talk to you about the most important truth about the law of attraction that nobody has told you. And it is what I call the law of unity. So you're taught in the law of attraction that what you think is what becomes reality. That your feelings determine what you are going to vibrate with and what you will attract. Your thoughts, the nature of your thoughts sends out vibrations which connects to other things out in the universe that vibrate on that same level, and those things are drawn to you. You're taught that if you have positive feelings, you have positive things come to you. If you have negative feelings, negative things come to you. If you have positive thoughts, positive things come to you. If you have negative thoughts, negative things come to you. So if you followed me, you know where I'm going with this, which is that is at best an incomplete truth. And the reason why people teach that, number one, is because that's how most humans think. So what I need you to understand is that the big law of attraction gurus out there, especially the ones that have, that take you on cruises all over the world and charge tens of thousands of dollars for you to come and sit and listen to them channel the whomever from whatever star system. These people are purposefully tailoring their message to fit within your programming about yourself and your relationship to the universe. Because here's the truth. I know this from personal experience. If you tell people the truth, they will reject it for a couple of reasons. Number one, most people, even though they say they want success and they want to evolve, actually there's a deep fear, and that's a human thing that we have, because when we evolve, parts of us die, and we're afraid of death. So if you really want to make a lot of money as a spiritual teacher, you don't push people too far in their evolution, because you'll scare them off. The other reason is that a lot of these teachers actually don't know. They themselves don't completely understand what I'm about to share with you today, the law of unity. So the idea that your thoughts become things which then come to you operates from an assumption. And if you follow my channel, assumptions are the most important thing there is when it comes to learning, because your assumptions, what you believe to be true. An assumption is, I believe that the law of gravity will keep me on the ground and I won't float up into the air. That is an assumption. Now, assumptions are usually unconscious. You don't think about them, but they're there. Well, that happens to be an assumption that has proven true for me my whole 56 years of living. So if you have a correct assumption, then every conclusion you make based on that assumption will also be correct. So if I follow that assumption that gravity is holding me down on the ground, keeps me from flying off, when I'm walking along across the road here and I'm walking along the beautiful pathway along the cliffs over the oceans, I have an unconscious assumption that tells me if I step off that cliff, gravity will pull me down. And so because that I believe that assumption to be true, I don't walk off the cliff. That has served me also. Now, if you believe that your thoughts create things out there which then come to you, you are operating from an assumption as well. Your assumption is that you think you are separate from the universe. I want you to sit with that for a moment. Now, you may have been told, oh, everything is one, we're all one. It's easy to say that, but it's another thing to actually believe it on such a deep level that you live it. But if you are somebody who sits on the edge of your bed and you think positive thoughts, you're somebody that sits on the edge of your bed and you give yourself positive affirmations, you are operating from the assumption that you are separate from those things that you want, that you are separate from the universe. So I'm here to tell you that that assumption is incorrect. That is why the law of attraction, as it is taught, does not work, because it's operating from a false assumption. There's a bunch of other false assumptions which I've talked about before. But in this case, I'm just talking about the fundamental assumption about your essence and its relationship to the universe. You are the universe. So those things out there that you think, when you think something, thoughts become things, you are operating from the assumption that they're somewhere outside of you and they get pulled toward you and then you experience them. Everything is inside of you. Even me. You're looking at my, overly shadowed face right now because I'm getting used to my new house that I just moved into on the ocean in my favorite part of Queensland, Australia. You have manifested me. In fact, I've had students who have told me, Mahadeva, I was wondering and hoping that you would talk about whatever it was. And then the next morning I show up and I see that there's a video and you're talking about that exact thing that I was thinking about. So you have manifested me. Everything else that you experience or want is inside of you already. So the idea that you create it out there and then it becomes attracted to you over here is a false and inaccurate assumption. You see where I'm going with this? Does this make sense? What I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to share with you a very simple affirmation, if you will. It's actually a very powerful, magical phrase that through my research I've found occurs in multiple traditions all over the world. And there's a reason why magical ceremonies all over the world are ended with this one phrase. Because this one phrase, if you pick it apart and look at it, you'll find out it explains to you your essence and your relationship with the universe. So I want you to sit with that. The law of attraction is really just a watered down, and what I mean by the law of attraction is the majority of what you're being taught is a watered down version of religion. And the reason why people are moving away from religion to things like law of attraction is because religion is too binding. In fact, the word religion means to bind up. Did you know that? Religion means to bind you up. And so people seek after spirituality to be freed, to connect to spiritual truth rather than be bound by some limitations. But people don't realize they carry this assumption with them into other spiritual practices, other spiritual beliefs like the law of attraction. So this is why at best you're only going to get partial truth, because you're operating from a false assumption. Even if I tell you the truth, if you're operating from an inaccurate assumption, every conclusion that you make based on whatever truth I give you is going to be tainted by your inaccurate assumptions. So the first thing I want you to do is to get rid of the idea that everything is outside of you. your spouse, even if you haven't met them yet, your soulmate, even if you haven't met them yet, your greatest dreams, your greatest success, your greatest health. These things are not out there. Your next home you're going to live in, your next car. These things aren't out there, so you don't need to attract them to you. They're already within you. Question is, do you know how to release them from within inside of you so that they manifest in your outward world? That's really what you need to learn, not how to think positive thoughts so those things out there will come to you. Let me tell you why. One of the reasons why that's so damaging is because if you operate from that idea that something is out there, that you have to vibrate on the same level so you'll get attracted to it, have it get attracted to you, it means that you assume that you're this tiny little being, that you're this powerless little nothing, and that the universe is this arbitrary place that will manifest whatever comes out of your head in some really cruel, it's not even cruel, it's just this heartless, empty way. Like it's just some sort of machine that has no thoughts or feelings. Do you have feelings? Can you feel your emotions? Can you feel your love? Can you feel your desire? Can you feel your inspiration? Can you feel the hope within you? This is what the universe is, because the universe is you. There's just in my hands right here, there is far more energy than you can possibly imagine. I mean, a frightening example is a nuclear bomb. They split the atom. Splitting the atom releases this intense potential energy that creates this huge explosion. There is so much energy right here in between my hands. So imagine all of the energy that is surrounding you. That energy is you, and that energy has feelings. You want what is best for you. The universe is not some arbitrary, empty thing outside of you that doesn't acknowledge you or know you. The energy between my hands is me. This energy is me. All of it is me. And I like myself, and I want what is best for me. And I want to bring myself health and happiness. And since I am aware that I am everything, this is the law of unity. I am everything. And since I want what is best for me, then I don't have to worry about, does God love me? Is God going to answer my prayers? Are there entities out there that want to harm me? Are there rich people, elites, government officials? Are they out there plotting against me? That's only if you see yourself as a separate, inferior being. I could go on and on and on about some other things that are so destructive about the law of attraction. You have no idea you're being programmed to be a weakened victim. You have no idea that that's what's happening to you, but that's what's happening to you. And it has insidiously made its way into even spiritual teachings like the law of attraction. So if you can begin to understand that, you don't have to completely understand it fully, but if you can begin to start incorporating that assumption, next time you go outside and you go for a walk, and you look up at the sky, look at the clouds in the sky, look at the grass, look at the person walking the dog, look at the cute little dog. If you see birds flying, All of those beautiful things of nature are not outside of you. They're an expression of what's within you. You are releasing it into this powerful energy mass outside of you, which we think is air. It's not. It's a very powerful mass of energy. So I want you to do that. I want you to go and look around and experience that and know that everything is inside of you. I had that experience years ago. Had to have been probably 25 years ago by now. And I was practicing a very esoteric, powerful, high-level Taoist meditation. And when I got to the depths of that meditation, I found myself in this huge black ocean of awareness. And I became aware that there was this enormous being right behind me. And I was floating. And I allowed myself to turn around, and what I saw was an enormous version of myself in meditation. I saw myself in meditation with my eyes closed. And I had this overwhelming sense that the universe said, "You are everything." When you look up in the sky, you're looking up into yourself. When you look up at the stars, the infinity of the stars, you are looking into yourself. If you can begin to understand that concept, then you no longer have to attract things to you. And you no longer have to try and get your thoughts right and your feelings right. The universe isn't that cold and cruel. The universe is not that arbitrary. The universe is not testing you to see if you can rid yourself of all negative feelings. The universe is not that petty. It's not that judgmental. So, in the next video, this is 51A, in 51B, I am going to tell you the one phrase that I have found in my research as I've looked at magical chants in multiple traditions all over the world. I found there's this one phrase at the end of all of their magical shamanic practices when it comes to creating magic and manifesting things. There's this one phrase that they repeat. And I've come to understand on a deeper level what that means in relation to this law of unity. And I'm going to share it with you. And when you understand it, you can, when you're doing your intentional manifestations, you can use this phrase. And the more often you use this phrase, the more powerful you will become in your ability to manifest exactly what your heart truly wants. So in order to learn that phrase, you're going to go up here where it says thunderwizard.com. You're going to go there and you are going to get to my Patreon page. And on the right-hand side of the page, you're going to see multiple options for subscriptions. You're going to scroll down to the one that says Manifestation Mastery Course. You are going to subscribe. And when you do, then you will have access to the second part of this video, which is the B video. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that phrase is and exactly how to use it. And we'll talk even more about why this phrase opens up a magical reality that you can tap into. Now, it is a subscription, and you are going to pay that subscription. It's a $50 a month subscription. You are going to pay it. Do you want to know why? I will tell you. Because you're serious. You're not screwing around. I'm not screwing around either. I'm not here channeling weird beings and telling you common sense things that everybody knows and somehow it has some meaning because I'm channeling it from somebody. No, this is coming from within you. You do not need to listen to aliens. The eternal truth is within you. Common sense is within you. You don't have to rely on something outside of you anymore. If you're able to, I will free you from that right here and now. You're free. You don't have to wait for a message from the, wherever. It's already here inside of you. And I'm going to explain it to you on the Manifestation Mastery course. So again, go to thunderwizard.com, click on Manifestation Mastery course, subscribe. I will see you over there.